Apparently, this is the new favorite place to be. On top of the fridge freezer. No, you're not driving. Okay, hop off. This way. Hop off. Big jump. Good job. Oh, it's your turn. It's dead. I guess we're done cleaning. Good job, Boo. You're so good. You're such a good boy. So since I have the cushions up, you can see what under the bed storage looks like here. I've got that plastic tote that I bought from Lowe's, and then the 3 water jugs fit perfectly right there in front of it. So that worked out really well. Granted, you know, I have to take all 3 water jugs out before I can pull the container out to access, but it's doable. In general, when you live in a van, everything is such that you have to pull out a bunch of stuff to get what you want. It's just the way it works. I'm starting to get things where I want them, where I remember where they are and where it's easy to access them. So that helps a lot too. When we're out on like BLM land and stuff like that, I can clean with the dogs outside. But when we're in the city, they have to be in here with me. So I wasn't sure how that was going to work out. It's actually working out pretty well. And especially because Jaffe is reactive to the vacuum. And what did you find, Boo? Come here. Oh, you dropped it. You dropped it. But that's okay because Mommy doesn't want you to have it. Anyway, it's going really well considering Jaffe's reactive to the vacuum. He hasn't reacted once. There are a lot of things that Jaffe is getting better at since we moved into the van. And, you know, I sort of thought that might be the case because he's exposed to more things and he's, I think, getting used to things. He's getting desensitized to a lot of things. And that's fantastic. I hope that trend continues in a positive direction. So, yeah, we'll see. But I was really surprised that he didn't react to the vacuum at all. And it's the same vacuum I used in the back house apartment. So it's not the only thing that's changed is the environment that we're in and how we're living. So I don't know. I have a suspicion that this is going to help him. And of course, Hazel is just here. She's here for the party. She doesn't care what's going on. She's just here for the party. But yeah, I'm finding ways to do things in the van that I thought were going to be really difficult. And that makes me feel a lot less stressed every time we do something that I thought was going to be difficult and it ends up being fine. Then it's just a little bit less stress. The change was stressful and it is stressful. We're still adapting. And so I realized that last night that I'm more stressed than I let on and that I realized. But like I said, every time we're doing something that I thought was going to be really challenging with the dogs, my stress level goes down a notch. And so, yeah, the more experience we get in the van, the easier things are going to be. And we're all loving it so far. Are you sleeping, Boo? Would you like to have a pillow? You need a pillow. Yeah. This is why I put the bed in bed format. They just barely fit on the benches. So it just works better to have the bed out all the time. Do you have to potty? You do. You do too? All right, hold on. So I just walked the dogs and we're still hanging out in the van waiting for the laundry to be done. And I thought I would just take the time while I'm waiting to show you what a friend and I did with regard to the air conditioner and how we're venting it. So this is my air conditioner. It's the EcoFlow Wave2, and it has this vent at the top that vents hot air out as it creates cool air, and the cool air comes out the vent on this side. And I've got a little 12-volt fan down here that I set to help circulate the cool air, because I have 12-volt outlets right there, so it's really easy to plug this 12-volt fan in right there by the air conditioner. And this thing is a heater as well, though I probably will never use it as a heater, because I have this Wave made by Olympian over here, and this is a propane catalytic heater, and it works really well. We've already used it quite a lot, actually, because when we were in Missouri, the temps regularly fell down into the low 20s or even below 20 a couple of times, and this worked really well. So, and it doesn't take power, it just takes propane. So this we'll probably use in the winter for heating when we need to, but this is a power hog, and so we only use it when we absolutely have to, which we are in West Texas. And, you know, by the time we leave West Texas, it'll be probably in the triple digits. So, you know, I haven't had an opportunity to test this really in triple digit heat, but it hit 90 one day, you know, on full blast with such a small space. This thing really does cool it down pretty quickly on full blast. There are several modes, and you can switch between them. So, you know, the Leaf is eco mode, Max is full blast, and then the Little Moon is nighttime mode, which is supposedly a lot quieter than the other modes. You know, I had intended to use it on eco mode mostly, but when it hits, you know, 90 degrees, it's going to have to be on max. There's no question about it. The bottom part of this is actually in battery. The air conditioner sits on top of the battery, and you can look over here and see what battery is left. But what I really wanted to show you was what we did for the exhaust pipe. When I'm not using it, I just push it down like this, and this is how we drive with it. There's actually two exhausts. You can put a pipe here to go out to. I haven't really noticed this being necessary to exhaust. It's really this top one that puts out the most hot air. And so this top vent is the only one that I am actually venting. There are a lot of templates for window exhaust plates to where you can vent the hoses out a window. And I found a guy on Etsy who actually made window vents for the passenger side window, but either way you looked at it, the pipe was going to end up in the way of the door. And so I was trying to figure out a way to actually vent up and through our ceiling fan. And so what I was thinking about was somehow bringing the hose up into some kind of a mold where it would stay. Well, a friend of mine is really, really good at making things, and I told him my idea, and he made this for me, which is incredible. He stained it to match the ceiling and everything, but this is an incredible little template that he's made with basically a little cutout here so that I can change the fuse if I need to in the ceiling fan and still reach my control knob. He made a cutout on this side so that I can still access the method to open and close the fan. And then right here, as you can see, he's made a hole that's big enough for the exhaust pipe. And then on the sides, he's made these latches that push in on opposite sides that hold the pipe in place. And then the rest of this, he has put a dark screen over, partially because before we put this on, there was actually quite a lot of sunlight coming in. So he decided to put like dark screen here to block a little bit of the sunlight, yet still be screened so that the air can go through. So let me just set the camera down and I'll try to show you how the exhaust pipe fits in here. So just like that, it goes in the hole up here. You press the levers in to keep it in there. And then I can actually push this up a little bit so that it's even more out of my way when I go in and out of the van. My friend likes to remain anonymous, but he has done so much to help me with this van, and he helped me with the Subaru build when I was in the Subaru. So I just want to take this time to actually say thank you publicly, even though he doesn't want to be called out. He's done so much. He's also really made me more confident in my ability to fix and repair and kind of build things myself, because he's taught me a lot. So I just want to give a shout out to him. Anyway, that's the system for the air conditioner, and it's beautiful. It really is well done. He's even put screw covers on there to cover the hardware. It just looks really nice. When we're all done with it, we just collapse this down. Just like that. Well, good morning everybody. I haven't been doing much video the last couple of days just because we haven't really been doing much. I am still in Lubbock, so there's not really anything exciting going on. I'm just kind of bouncing back and forth between friends and parks and Walmarts and Cracker Barrel and all of that. So not really doing anything too exciting. I am trying to get my website updated. It's a long overdue project that I'm trying to just buckle down and get it done. So I'm actually going to be adding to my print offerings. I'll be offering metal prints, acrylic prints, and float mounted gallery wrap canvas prints. So a lot more options, so that should be pretty cool. But in general, I'm just hanging out here with the dogs and working. I'm lucky to have friends in Lubbock who are letting me use their power to recharge my air conditioner and my Bluetti power bank. If I was off grid, I could put my extra solar panels out on the ground and have things connected to solar. But here in the city, it's harder to be able to park somewhere where you can actually just string out solar panels around your van. I might be able to get away with it, but it kind of feels awkward, and I don't want to get told to move along by the police or something. So generally trying to keep a low profile here in the city. But I do have solar on the roof. It's just that's connected to a different set of batteries in the back toolbox that came with the van. And it already came with the lights, the ceiling fan, and the aux 12 volt outlets connected to it. So I haven't added anything to that load yet. I kind of would like to eventually, but right now I haven't. I'm keeping it the way it is because it's really nice to be set up somewhere and not have to worry about running the power down by running the lights and the fan nonstop. Because everywhere I've been so far, I've had the fan on full blast nonstop, like all day, and I've never run out of battery. I've never run out of power. So I haven't messed with that much, leaving it the way it is, but eventually I may add something to that load. But anyway, I do have a couple of things that a company sent me to review, so I'll be working on that video probably next week. It's a couple of a cooling blanket and a cooling mat for the dogs. And I've actually decided to cut back on how many of those collaborations I do because I don't have the space for it in the van. However, given that we're in the city for a while and I've got art festivals to do in the summer, that are going to put us in some very warm climates. Ordinarily, I would try to go to the high mountains during the summer so that it's cooler for the dogs and myself. But this summer, I have art festival, so we're kind of stuck in some warm places. And so I agreed to do this review for this company that sent me a cooling sheet or a blanket. It says it's a blanket. I don't know. A cooling blanket and a cooling mat. And I'm going to put those to the test the rest of this weekend and through next week, and I'll do a video next week. So if you follow the channel, you know that I've done a review about a cooling sheet already, and I actually do think it helps. Like, if you lay on it for a long time, it kind of loses its coolness, but it is cooler than laying on anything else. So right now I have like a fleece blanket down on the bed, which isn't cool whatsoever. And so I've got these cooling blanket and a cooling mat. We're gonna give it a try. So I'll work on that and get that video out to you probably next week sometime.
I remember evenings when my dad would sing and hiding in the hallway like this.
Hey everybody, I just want to say thanks for following our journey and subscribing to the channel and hanging in there with us. I know it's not super exciting yet. There's a lot changing since I moved into the van just career-wise, and I'm trying to find more remote work that will enable us to be wherever we want to be and still make money and be able to put gas in the van and pay the bills and everything. The trajectory of my artistic path is changing, and I'm not sure what that looks like yet, but I'm kind of in an experimentation mode. So I'm trying to get more remote work, whether that's art related or not. I'm trying to get my website updated so that I can offer more variety of prints to include canvas gallery wraps and metal and acrylic and things like that. I'm trying to get things adapted so that they fit a mobile lifestyle just a little bit better. But until I get all of that where it needs to be, I'm really kind of tied to where my work is. And of course I have art festivals already scheduled for the rest of this year. So my travel is really going to be based on where my art festivals are and where I have to be at any given time for the rest of this year. The path that I'm on, I think, you know, I used to hate this term, but I think it's more of a content creator path. And I'm kind of coming to terms with that. I didn't really think that that's what I wanted to do ever. But, you know, I love writing and I love creating these videos for you all. And that's more or less what a content creator is and does. So I guess if that's what I am, it's fine. I'm whatever. In general, I think what's most important is if you're happy doing what you're doing. And I think I'm finally settling into a path that does make me happy. After many, many years of pursuing just really stressful work that kept me in the city when I didn't really want to be in the city. And so I think I'm finally starting to kind of veer my course back in the direction that I want it to be. That helps me be a little less stressed and makes me and the dogs quite a bit happier. So anyway, that's going to take some work and some time to build. The future is just an open road, and I'm excited about that. I hope you'll hang out with us and stay tuned for what's next. We'll catch you on the next video, probably next week. Take care, be safe, and get outside with your puppies.